The UK-India relationship is alive with opportunity. This is an article written by the United Kingdom's Business and Trade Secretary. So here you can see that they are looking forward for a better relationship with India, especially in terms of the economic aspects. So there they are highly recommending the FTA, that is the Free Trade Agreement. So in the upcoming G20 meeting, India is going to discuss about the possibility of having a free trade agreement with the United Kingdom. When you look at United Kingdom and India relations, it dates back to 1600s, like when the East India Company came to India, and after that we have witnessed many changes in India's relationship with the United Kingdom. But during that time, they were trying to colonize India. India was under the clutches of the United Kingdom. But later what we can see is after the independence, India tried to maintain a very good cordial relationship with United Kingdom. And if you look at our constitution itself, you can see that many of the things we have adopted from the UK constitution only. So in that context, you can also see that our Indian diaspora is really high a vibrant Indian diaspora of over 1.6 million people makes a significant contribution across all walks of life in the UK. So not only that, our business relations, especially the Indian business that is flourishing in United Kingdom, all those things add more importance to India-UK relations. It is no secret that the UK and India share a thriving trading relationship which was worth £36 billion in 2022. On the other hand, you can also see that the new figures from the UK's Department for Business and Trade reveal that India retained its position as the UK's second largest source of investment projects in the last financial year, with 118 new projects creating 8,384 new jobs across the United Kingdom. And importantly, our trade and investment relationship goes both ways. Okay, so there is a very good tie or a very good relation you can see between India and the United Kingdom. So in that context, they were trying to have a FTA, a free trade agreement with both the countries. So here we will try to understand what is FTA, what is a free trade agreement. FTAs are arrangements between two or more countries or trading blocks that primarily agree to reduce or eliminate customs, tariff and non-tariff barriers on substantial trade between them. So basically, it's an agreement between two or more countries or trading bloc, so that their primary objective is to reduce or eliminate custom tariff and non-tariff barriers. FTAs normally cover trade in goods such as agricultural or industrial products, or trade in services such as banking, construction, trading, etc. FTAs can also cover other areas such as intellectual property rights, investment, government procurement, and competition policy. So you can see that it's a comprehensive agreement. So FTA, if you look at, it's a comprehensive agreement which includes many things. Many items are included in the FTA program or the free trade agreement program. So let us understand more about FTA. A free trade agreement is a pact between two or more nations to reduce barriers to imports and exports among them, and thereby strengthening the bilateral or multilateral trade relations. So basically the objective is to strengthen the bilateral and multilateral objectives by reducing the trade barriers, especially in imports and exports. With free trade agreement, goods and services can be exchanged across the international borders with limited or no government tariff, quotas or subsidies. A free trade policy may simply be absence of any trade restrictions, which is very important. Okay, whenever we are imposing kind of restrictions or constraints, you can see that the smooth flow of goods and services will not happen. So if there is no restriction, then there is more opportunity for better trade. The idea of FTA is the opposite of the concept of trade protectionism or economic isolationism. So very important. So why we are having tariffs, duties, quotas, etc.? It is for our trade protectionism and economic isolationism, because we cannot have free trade agreement with all the countries. If you trust the other country, or if we are having a very good cordial relation and we trust the other country, then only we will have a better relation with them, or especially a free trade agreement with them. In the current world, free trade policy is often implemented through a formal and mutual agreement of the nations involved. FTAs play an important role in strengthening the bond between the countries, and FTAs encourage foreign direct investments. Very important. FDIs are really important for flourishing the business in our country. So it encourages the foreign direct investment, which helps in capital flow and employment creation. So the outcome of a free trade agreement is really huge. Like it lead to more employment generations, it lead to more capital flow, it leads to more entrepreneurships. So you can see that it is really creating a good impact on the India's economy. The FTAs help in eliminating monopolies. Okay, so we have discussed about FTAs or the free trade agreements. So what are the other kinds of agreements which are prevailing in the country? Let us try to understand that. So the other trade agreements are like the preferential trade agreement, PTA. So what is this preferential trade agreement? Basically, in a PTA, two or more partners agree to reduce tariffs on agreed number of tariff lines. So there is a number of tariff lines are listed. Okay, it is already written or it is already documented, and on those things they reduce the tariff. The list of products on which the partners agree to reduce duty is called positive list. So in preferential trade agreement, we call those particular list, we call them as the positive list, and India Mercosur PTA is such an example. However, in general, PTAs do not cover substantially all trade. So Mercosur, you know, it is connected with the Latin American countries. What is the difference between PTA and FTA? So the key difference between FTA and PTA is that while in PTA there is a positive list of products on which duty is to be reduced, in an FTA there is a negative list on which duty is not reduced or eliminated. Very important. So in FTA you can see the negative list, in PTA you can see the positive list. In positive list, these are the products on which duty is to be reduced. In FTA, there is negative list on the products on which the duty is not reduced or eliminated. Thus, compared to the PTA, FTA are generally more ambitious in coverage of tariff lines or products on which duty is to be reduced. So that's the core difference between the preferential trade agreement and the free trade agreement. Now, what are the other trade agreements? The Comprehensive Economic Cooperation Agreement CECA and Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement CEPA. So these terms, both these terms describe agreements which consist of an integrated package on goods, services and investment along with other areas including IPR and competition, etc. Okay, so basically it's an integrated package on goods, services, investment and other areas like IPR, competition, etc. And India is having such kind of an agreement with the Korea, that is India-Korea CEPA is one such example, and it covers a broad range of other areas like trade facilitation, customs cooperation, investment, competition, IPR, etc. Okay, another one is customs union or custom union. The customs union, the partner countries may decide to trade at zero duty among themselves. So here the importance is zero duty, and they trade at zero duty among themselves. However, they maintain common tariffs against the rest of the world. An example is Southern African Customs Union SACU amongst the South Africa, Lesotho, Namibia, Botswana and Swaziland. Now, another important trade agreement is common market. So what is this common market? The integration provided by a common market is one step deeper than the customs union. A common market is a customs union with provisions to facilitate free movements of labor and capital. Okay, very important here. The free movement of labor and capital happens. It harmonizes the technical standards across members, etc. And one of the very good example for common market is European common market. It's one of the best examples. So it is more deeper than the customs union. Another important trade agreement is the economic union. So what is an economic union? It's a common market extended through further harmonization of fiscal, monetary policies and shared executive, judicial and legislative institutions. So it is not only connected with the economic aspects. You can see that the other aspects like the judicial aspects, legislative aspects and executive aspects also coming into picture in an economic union. So one of the best example for this economic union is European Union is one such example for the economic union. So these are the important aspects that we can understand about the free trade agreement and other agreements that are prevailing in the world.